Hey everyone, welcome to the first ever recorded parents video that I've ever done. Hopefully it's just a little more convenient. We'll see how it works out. Just getting to some of the things I just want to go over real quick. First thing I want to say is my philosophy is, as a coach, is that practices are more important than games. You get more reps, a ton more reps. Games are more fun, and they're an evaluation to see how much better you got, along with how you compared to the other team, right? So games are important, and it's part of the reason why we do this. But practices is what will get kids better, and it also gives insight to the coach, all the coaches, of how kids are doing because of all the reps they get. So I just want to kind of get that out of the way first. Going through how games will work, every kid's going to play, with a few exceptions. But every kid's going to play. We only have 10 kids on this team, so they're all going to play a lot. I can't give an exact inning, but I'm guessing out of a 7-inning game, almost every kid should play 5 innings, with some exceptions, and we'll go over those now. I never sit a kid down for making errors, for making an error, for striking out, whatever. So that won't be a reason why I would sit a kid. But there are a couple of reasons I would. Number one, not hustling. I'm big on controlling things you can control. You catch a bad hop, a ball takes a bad spin. You make a bad throw. It's tough. It's not easy all the time. You're playing against another team. You got to be racing against the clock. But I like to control things. The kids that control things they can control. Hustling on and off the field, hustling down the first baseline is something they can control. And same in practice. They can hustle to the next station. We only have a limited amount of time to get things done. And the kids, and we're gonna have a players meeting and talk to all the kids about this. But just want you guys to know, we have a certain amount of time in practice to get things done, and so we need them moving to get to the next thing. We have a ton to do this year. With the big field, there's a lot for them to learn. All right, so hustling is a reason why I would sit a kid down for not hustling. Not paying attention. Not paying attention to the game, not from the dugout, not paying attention to the sign. Missing a sign drives me nuts. Again, it's something you can control. If I give you a bunt sign, you may not get the bunt down, but you got to get the sign. The signs are, if you're 13 years old, you should be able to get every sign. So paying attention is big. We talked in the first players meeting about respect. Respecting the coaches, respecting the parents, respecting the other team, respecting the umps, respecting their own teammates. That's all very important to me. And if you don't show that respect, that will be another reason why you could get sat down. Missing practices. Look, I give lots of leniency in the fall. It's football, soccer, lacrosse, whatever season. I don't get on anybody for missing any fall stuff. In the winter, it's basketball, hockey, whatever other sports. And I don't get on anybody and don't put a knock against anybody for missing any winter workouts. Because again, it's not baseball season. But now we're getting to baseball season. And just like I give the respect to the other sports, that it's their time, now it's our time. So baseball should be the number one priority. If you're playing travel baseball is number one. It's also one of the reasons why we don't allow kids to play for another team. Because again, like I said, practices are very important to me. So I'm not for hey, we'll make your games, but if we have a game with another team, we'll miss your practice. That kind of doesn't fly with me. Again, it's a team. They all are there working. There's a lot we have to learn. This isn't a time where you can just show up and play now. Like, oh, I'm just going to go show up and hit the ball. There's so many things. Kids have to be in certain spots. There's cuts, double cuts, backups, bunt defenses, bunt rotations, first and third plays, pitchers covering, backups. There's so much going on that they all have to be on the same page. And if your son's not at practice and can't be on the same page, we can't put him on the field. So that's another reason why they might get sit down. Now, understand, like I'm giving you guys worst case scenario. Most teams I have, nobody ever gets sat down ever. They hustle onto the field, they pay attention, they get to practice, and everybody plays 5 or 6 innings every game, especially with 10 guys. So this usually is not a problem. I'm just giving you guys just some issues that could come up before they do come up. This year I'm going to try to run this like a regular baseball team. We're going to have starters in the infield. And we're going to have backups in the infield. Now, we only have 10 guys, so the backups in the infield will be playing outfield for the majority of the time. This isn't like 10-year-old baseball or 11-year-old baseball or 9-year-old baseball where we're going to go in and out with, like, this guy's going to play first for 2 innings and the other guy's going to play first for 2 innings and the other guy's going to play first for 2 innings, and then it's going to be starters are going to play. So my starting first baseman is going to play maybe 7 innings. My starting second baseman is maybe going to play second base 7 innings. Now, understand that we don't have like a pitching rotation and all this, a pitching staff. We only have 10 guys. So things are going to get moved around because when the third baseman goes into pitch, we're going to have the backup third baseman come in and play third base, which is going to be often. But in a perfect scenario, I guess you could say, I don't know, where the starting infield is not pitching, they're going to be the starters and they're going to play the infield. There's going to be times when games are out of hand or certain situations arise where we'll make some switches. But who we name the starters at the beginning of the year that doesn't mean that's the starters forever. I started this video off saying how important practice was to me, and this is where the backup players can become starters. Starters have to perform and play well to remain starting in their infield position. The backup players can show that they're better than the starter in practice. They're all going to get tons of reps in practice. We're going to do position-specific drills every game, every practice for a good amount of time every practice. So we're going to see who's doing what, and then we'll see in the games who performs and who doesn't. And then when the backup gets a chance to get in the game, if he performs, that's his opportunity. He'll get some more chances, and maybe he overtakes the starter and becomes that guy. But that's kind of how it works in high school and moving forward for the rest of their career. You're a starter, you're a backup. Now, in high school, when you're a backup, you sit on the bench until it's time to get in, get a couple at-bats, get a pinch hit, get it whatever. At our level, and because we only have 10 guys, if you're a backup second baseman, you're probably going to be the starting right fielder. You're not going to not play. But I just want you guys all to know that everybody's going to get one infield position, and they're all going to learn to play the outfield. So if you're a backup in the infield, you're going to get tons of reps in practice, but you may not get reps in the infield in the games. A lot of reps because the starters are going to start and the rest are going to play the outfield. Outfield's extremely important. The other thing is outfield. There are some kids that we just learned the other day while we were working on outfield that are frankly better at outfield than other kids and are better at outfield than they are at infield. So those guys we're going to try to work into the outfield on a regular basis anyway. It's a big puzzle piece. It's a big puzzle with puzzle pieces we're trying to fit around and make whole. But I just want to get you guys ready for understanding. This isn't like where, if your son is a shortstop, if he's going to play 2 innings, the other kid's going to play 2 innings. We're going to have a starter who's going to start and play. But that doesn't mean that if your son isn't a starter in the infield, that he's not going to ever play the infield or that he can't overtake the starter. That's 100% false. He absolutely can overtake the incumbent starter by working hard and showing what he can do. But we're developing kids. And developing these kids will be done in practice. So if your son is a backup shortstop and never gets in the game, doesn't get in a lot in the game, everybody's going to get in there, but doesn't get in, he will be getting developed in practice. When we do drills at the beginning of the practices, it'll be all infield drills, and every kid will be working at their specific infield position. So they're going to be getting work, even if you don't see it at the games. They're getting work in the infield positions. Okay, so that's that. The other thing, Pigeon Forge. Pigeon Forge I put on a credit card. I put on a credit card that is interest-free for until November, whatever. So I put it on a credit card. We're paying off the Pigeon Forge with whatever money we have left over from the fundraisers at the end of the season. Then what I'm going to do is take the balance and then just divide it up from all of us, and then you just all pay me. for the balance. So there isn't a payment due on Pigeon Forge or anything like that. I paid the whole balance off already on a credit card. That's already paid off through Pigeon Forge. You just have to pay me when we split it up. And I'll let you guys know that as soon as we get towards the end of the season, when we know we don't have anything else to pay for the season, we'll put everything else in our bank account on the Pigeon Forge, and then whatever's left over, we'll split up and pay there. I'm hoping, I don't know, depending on how much more we fundraise, I mean, I'm hoping we get it for free. But right now it's looking like, and this is just a guess because I don't know what we're paying for, whatever, but maybe $200 a person, $250 a person. But you know, it depends on how many sponsors we get and everything else we do. So we'll see how that works out. Bat rules. People are asking me bat rules. We changed from TSE. We were going to play TSE, which is a league that we usually play in. But there wasn't as many teams as we expected this year. So we went back to a league called South Jersey Baseball League, SJBL. TSE's bat rules there were none. You could do whatever you want. SJBL is a little different. We just got a email yesterday from the guy running the league, and basically it's going to be determined by the coaches. Now, the very worst it could be is BBCOR, which is a drop 3 BBCOR bat, which is what they'll be using in high school. We have BBCOR from 29 to 31 right now that can be used by the whole team. So if you don't have a BBCOR bat, don't sweat it. We have it, 29-inch, 30-inch, 31-inch, and they're all drop 3, so nothing changes there. But if you do want to go out and get a bat, I would say BBCOR is probably your best bet because that's what they're going to use from until high school, all the way through high school. So, you know, you might as well get them started now and get them using that. But there is a chance that we'd be able to use drop 5, drop 8 in Pigeon Forge is drop 8 or less. And some games we might be able to use just whatever we want. But if you're looking for a bat, I would go BBCOR. If you already have a bat and it's not BBCOR, don't worry about it. We have 3 BBCOR bats at those sizes, and we may have more. And people were asking about metal cleats. Metal cleats are allowed at this age, but I would recommend getting turf shoes also for tournaments. If you get metal cleats, you don't have to get metal cleats. Rubber cleats are fine. But if you get, no matter what you get, I would probably invest in some turf shoes for the kids for when we play on turf. I don't know exactly how many games will be played on turf. I don't know where a lot of these teams play that we're playing at. I do know Pigeon Forge, we will need turf shoes. And, you know, maybe some other tournaments as well. So I'm not sure. But turf shoes are probably something good to invest in. And I think that's all for now. So if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns or anything, just please let me know. Reach out, email, text, call, whatever you got to do. And I will see you guys at the next practice. Thanks.